So today I'm out with my eldest son, Leo. Give us a wave, Leo. Right. And today we're talking about kind of back to normality after summer holidays and how we feel about this. So if you're somebody who has a kind of a world of cycles and routines, i.e. you have holidays at the same time of the year, you do the same type of job, you have to do the same type of hours, and how life can become a little bit monotonous at times, check the link in the comments below, or keep on watching, keep on listening, as this could resonate quite well with you. Welcome back to consecutive day 1558 of a diary of a Runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, a distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, then do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1558 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today's topic is all about back to normality after summer holidays. If you have kind of a cyclical or routine-based calendar where you have your weekends and you work during the week, you do set hours, you have holidays at the same time of the year, you'll go through these kind of highs and lows of emotions when you're either looking forward to something that happened, to the lull that when something's passed and you're going back to what you enjoy less. And it's particularly relevant today because speaking to my eldest son Leo here with me, he's back to school now after he had best part of kind of 6-7 weeks off. And I think what it kind of feels like when you get to that stage, I'll tell you mate, is you just get so used to of not having the kind of institutional kind of timeline of events that you have to do every week, every day at school. You kind of lose that kind of routine in your summer holidays where your time is your time, and you've had holidays, lots of cool experiences and things. Come the other side here. Yeah, you get that kind of dreaded feeling. And it's easy analogy is that the typical person will work during Monday to Friday and have the weekends off. It's the whole Friday kind of excitement of having the weekend ahead and the Sunday evening kind of lull where the weekend's over and you're preparing to go back to work the next day. It's that type of thing, but on a bigger scale when it's over the course of the year. And it's interesting because Leo in particular, he finds that kind of adaptation really challenging. I might speak to him about that in a second, but it's once you're into the kind of routine, it's never as bad. I think it's always the thought which is significantly worse than the reality. I suppose my world's a little bit different, as I don't really ever get complete freedom and time. I get a lot more freedom and time than most people because, the world of entrepreneurship, when you're established and you have a business with people, systems, processes, data, you're needed less and less, but you can never fully switch off. So I don't ever get that complete segregation. One of my mentors, Rob Moore, he said, you merge your passion with your profession, and that's the life you lead in the world of entrepreneurship. And I suppose to a degree that's what happens. My profession and passions are linked, but my profession is part of who I am now. It's who I am. It's my way of life. So whenever I'm away on holiday, regularly I'll be checking on stuff because that's just part and parcel of my life. So I don't have that quite significant separation from the kind of routine. So I'm just going to ask Leo a couple of questions if he's willing to answer them, because he wasn't overly happy about coming for his run today. But so yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Leo. Why do you think you have real dislike for returning back to school and back to routine? Because there's obviously upsides as well. You get football season starts again, all that side of things. What is it that just kind of makes you kind of have really bad negative feelings towards getting back to what is normality for so many of us?
I don't like going back to school because I have all that freedom. I get to do what I want, and it's straight back to school, and there's you don't have any freedom at all. There's most of your day gone you spend at school.
Okay, so that's an interesting concept, because he's referring to the word freedom quite a lot, and I think that's why, if I'm trying to put some kind of perspective around it, that's why I was so passionate about entrepreneurship and forging my own life. Because, okay, in the early stages of entrepreneurship and business, you have anything but freedom. You have less freedom than if you had a typical job, or in Leo's scenario, if you had set hours at school. But once you've done that front-loaded work and you've built something and you've put people, systems, processes, data in place, it gives you more freedom. And then the more successful you've become, the more potential freedom and choices that you have. And I think that's the key kind of lesson that I'll talk about in the Learning from My Diary, is that we live in an institutionalized world. You know, we're told we need to go to school. We're told we should find someone, get married, have children, have a big house, rack up plenty of debt, and then work 40 hours a week until we're too old to enjoy it in retirement. And that's the world that's normality for so many people. But the point is, it doesn't have to be that way. And what I'd love to teach my son Leo and my other children is that start understanding that there are other ways. And I'm not saying you can quit school, because that's clearly not going to happen. School for me is integral, because it not only does it give you an education and teaches your brain to learn, it also builds your social skills, which I think is so important. But the question I want to say to you is, what value are you going to add? If you can add value in your life to other people, you'll have opportunities that will be presented to yourself where you don't have to follow the typical process. So if you think about your life, Leo, going back to school, well, think about it, working life for so many of us is 10 times worse than what you experience at school. You know, you're working 40-hour weeks. At school, you go to school for 6 hours a day. In working life, you're often at work for 9 hours plus travel time either way. So you could be saying 10 hours on average of your day's work. Okay, you get paid for it. So that's something that you don't get at school. But you think about doing that. You've got to do school for a few years, and then you can choose your options for what you're going in the future. But in working life, when you're a bit older and you're settled into a career industry, the monotony of doing that, you can be doing what you're feeling now every year for 40, 50 years plus. Whereas you've done it for kind of 6 years through primary, I think 6, is that right? No, 7 years through primary, and you'll do it through 5 years through secondary, a couple of years through sixth form potentially, and then maybe on to university if you choose to go. But all of the later you go into education, the less of your time is required to do it. So after secondary school, you'll have less time in sixth form, so you'll have more freedom to make choices, and it comes down to the choices you make, which will determine how much you have to go through the pain and anguish that you're going through now, or you're going back to doing something you really don't like. So a lot to dissect there. Did any of that make sense to you, Leah? Anything you kind of took from that?
A little bit, yeah. The further I go, the more choice I've got, and I've got to choose the right thing. Otherwise I get stuck doing something I don't like doing.
And hard work is important, because I suppose Leo probably sees my life differently, where he hasn't seen the volume and the hard work that I've done to build where I am today. I'm still building as we go, so there's still a lot of hard work and effort that goes, but things change when you have people and systems, process, data around you. You don't have to, you do less of the work yourself and more of the kind of strategic direction to get people to do what needs to be done. So you're kind of getting the leverage of people, which is meaning your output's increasing. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. The key thing is, Leo, is knuckle down. The learnings from my diary today is, yes, life is full of ups and downs, full of highs and lows, full of things we want to do, full of things that we don't want to do. And that's normal. But the key thing is, when you're young, if you understand that this institutional way isn't the way you have to go, and question the process, add value in your life to others, and opportunities will arise where you'll get more freedom, more choice to kind of fulfill your dreams rather than fulfilling the dreams of others. Because a lot of the reality is, if you're stuck in a a job that you hate, you'll be earning money for the person who owns that business, and he'll be using the kind of profits that you are generating for him to forge the life he wants and have the dreams and desires fulfilled by your hard work and effort. It's not saying that the caveat to that is that if you are doing a job or an employed position that you love, then for me, success is determined by happiness. If you're genuinely happy about doing that job, then that's absolutely brilliant. That's well on the way to a successful life. But if you're not, it's important that people know there is another way. So anyway, that's it for me. Questions or comments, drop me a line, I'll respond to everyone. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run blogging on consecutive days of distance from half the world, barefoot style, and do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Stay positive, stay happy. Forgot my ending.